we have these nice people. They're from a real film company making a real movie about Minecraft. And they're just going to be watching what we do. We're going to be doing what we normally do. We're going to be playing Minecraft. I'm going to have activities for you. You guys are going to get to do your own things. But really just, we're going to be ourselves today. Kyle, yes. My name is Joel Levin. I've been teaching for about 8 years. I have always been a gamer. You know, I still remember the day my cousin brought over a Pong machine, and that was sort of like a life-changing moment, and I kind of grew up with computer games in my life. Right now I'm teaching our lower school technology classes, so I'm mostly working with first and second grade. And I'm a big believer that in bringing games into the classroom. I think it gets the kids really excited about being here, being in school, being in my class.
Do you like school?
Sometimes.
Well, what's your favorite? I mean, how do you like the Minecraft stuff?
Yeah, computer is my favorite subject.
Kids are excited about games. This is where they live, you know. They go home, they play games. That's what they're excited to talk about with their friends. It's this generation.
Do you have a computer or Wii? Or?
Yeah, we have a
Computer,
Wii and an
Xbox,
Xbox.
a PS3.
My older brother has a PlayStation.
I mean, they're talking about doing well in a class and leveling up. I mean, this is where they live. This is kind of where their mental headspace is. And when I started playing Minecraft this past summer, I just, you know, there was just such amazing amounts of potential that I really knew that I had to try to make it work and find a way to bring this into my classroom. We're going to a world that the ancient Minecrafters created many thousands of years ago. This is a very special place to them. Let's look around a little. Is just because it's so modifiable and so extensible, and just the way it's designed is very open. I design activities that force them to work together in teams or in groups and really collaborate and share resources. I'm gonna break you guys into groups, and each group is gonna make their own house out of these different materials. Max is off and running, making some tools.
Guys, I'll make doors for us.
You got it.
Ellie, can I borrow this?
Sure.
You guys like the game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is really, really fun.
Well, like, it's kind of like a free world. It's not like New York City, like with all the traffic and all the...
I'm able to dream up these different worlds and different adventures that the kids can have that I think they're going to get something out of, that they're going to have, that's going to have some lasting value for them.
Well, Minecraft is basically another version of your life, except it's a magical version. It's sort of like a story with a moral to it.
Lots of great teamwork today. And I had a lot of really positive feedback. You know, our network administrator told me really early on, you know, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen done in all my years of working in schools. Then the teachers who are not gamers, yeah, I mean, I guess they would kind of scratch their heads and they'd say, that's nice, Joel, you know, I'm glad you're doing something fun with the kids. But once I would get them in the room for 5 minutes, once they would see just how excited and how engaged the kids were, you know, almost every one of these teachers would walk out of the room a believer that I was really onto something here.
Not sure I fully understand. Not sure I understand it at all, to be honest with you.
When I first saw this game, I thought, wow, this is really pixely. And this reminds me of my Atari 800 days. And I couldn't believe that the kids were satisfied with the graphics. But they don't even seem to notice that part of it.
Do you like playing Minecraft?
It's awesome. It's so much fun. That's the only part I don't like. Listening to everyone talk about it all the time.
The kids come in, and you literally have to rip their hands off of the keyboard.
You don't like listening to everyone talk about it all the time?
It's annoying. And I love to talk about it.
You two still manage to get along, even though he talks about Minecraft all the time?
Yeah.
I mean, the things that in terms of being a 21st century educator, I mean, that's for me what I see Minecraft helping us to do here, which is very exciting to me. So as Joel started to just structure it a little bit more for that second grade group, we started to see really amazing things happen.
I remember this one kid, he collected all of the items and then he opened the store. but there was no money, so he couldn't actually sell it. But I thought that was kind of fascinating. But at the same time, he was collecting all of these resources, and he decided to be somewhat enterprising and say, you know what, I'm going to sell these items. But at the same time, when that happened, I thought it was interesting because if you think about how countries and civilization forms, that's a barter system. He doesn't have any money, but will he be willing to exchange something for that? And I said, social studies, right there and then. It talks about civilization, it talks about social studies, it talks about interactions. I thought that was rather important.
This is a sacred desert to the ancient Minecrafters. Does anyone know what that word sacred means?
Special.
Special. It was right, exactly. It was really important to them. And I want you guys to pretend that you guys are scientists, that you guys are explorers, that you guys are archaeologists. There was one history teacher that allowed a student to, instead of creating a diorama about the Alamo, allowed the student to create it in Minecraft. And it was absolutely mind-blowing. It was far better and more detailed than anything this kid probably would have done with, popsicle sticks.
You have to keep things fresh. The world is changing, things are changing, curriculum is changing. So anytime a teacher wants to do something new, I'm all for it, especially if it's something they're excited about. Because if they're excited about it, the kids are going to be excited about it. We want them to be really great problem solvers. That's something we're talking a lot about now in education. What set of skills do these kids need to graduate with that's different than generations that go before them? And pertinent to this, actually, we're talking a lot about how technology is changing that. So we're really thinking hard about what do we have to do with these kids to produce thinkers, kids who can really look at problems and think of unique ways to solve them and all of that.
But let's remember, there's things that they can do in Minecraft that they can't do in the real world. I mean, I can't drop a bunch of kids in a forest and tell them to build a shelter in real life. And even if it's not quite real life, they're thinking, well, what would I do in this situation? What must it be like to build a castle on top of a mountain and try to fortify it? What must it be like to explore a jungle? What must it be like to farm and raise crops? I mean, these are things they can do in the game. These are things they can do in the game just right out of the box, and then if a teacher's able to spend a little time customizing it, setting up these scenarios, the potential is limitless.
With the teaching, we're going to go talk to the Minecraft teacher in New York.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll see him teaching the classes and things like that. I mean, is that something you ever expected would come with the game?
No.
I think his nickname's Notch.
Oh yeah, Notch.
Nacho,
you're a great man. Notch.
Nacho?
I think the person would be very, smart to make Minecraft. I think he likes adventures.
I actually look forward to 15 years from now when these kids are well, not my age necessarily, I'm a bit older than that, but when they're grown up, and to have a conversation with someone, it's like, what, you worked on Minecraft? Well, not really, but I sat next to the guy who did. Because just like you're saying, some of the games when you play when you were young, it's just, they stick with you. And it's going to be that with Minecraft as well. It's going to be awesome to hear that in 15, 20 years, talking to people. And it's also going to be very fun to see what Minecraft means at that point. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that.
Oh, that's a scary thought. Yeah, that means we really need to do it right.